You ready?
Yeah. That's the wrong button. Here we are.
Get it all out now.
Welcome.
Back. We're back.
We're back. The Flannel Boys.
We're back.
Back in the building.
It's been so long.
It's been so long. Hold on. More applause. It's going to be choppy, but we're going to make it happen. We're fucking here.
You ready?
Are you ready? Let's get this. One more applause for us. All the noises in the beginning. Welcome back to the Ann Lane podcast. We are on episode 14.
14,
That's
baby.
Official. We're not worried about the numbers.
No,
this
I know
time.
it's 14 now.
Yeah.
I had to double check before I got here.
Yeah, we did the math before we came in today. Early morning podcast for us today. And when I mean early morning, it's like about 12 o'clock.
That's early for us.
Early for us. We here. We're back. Thank you for tuning in.
We're
Golden
here
House.
and we're queer.
All right. Golden House Entertainment back in the building today. Of course, thank you as always. Hand clap for her. Just being beautiful, being awesome, being an awesome person. Kyle back in the building.
What's up?
I don't know what's up yet. And me always back in the building because I live here. So just here. I don't know what today has in stock for us. It's kind of a freestyle day. It's a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to tell them what day it is. We don't have to give them the sauce.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what day it is because you're going to get this.
It's been so long. I feel like everything we're going to talk about is old news. So
We're not talking about old news. We're talking about fresh,
but all the
funky
stuff we wanted to talk about last week and the week before when we couldn't record.
You wanted to come here and talk about the Will Smith
Yeah,
shit
but that
so
was
much.
like last week. And
I feel like it's
late
been
now.
just put into the dirt. Maybe we can cover some of it later. We'll figure it out. We got to get back into the groove of things, man. But we are back. We're bike. We're ready. We are Flannel Boys activated.
That's our new superpower.
What is the superpower with the flannels?
Don't know.
You get bitches. Wait, can you say bitches?
Bitches?
Yeah.
It's the first minute, so I
You know, like
I might get
anybody.
censored.
I'm talking about in general, because like anybody could be a bitch. It's a gender neutral term. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on it?
It's also a term of endearment. Depends on how I use it.
Like, how would you use it as a term of endearment?
Be like, that's my bitch. You my bitch.
That's just like saying like you're my old lady. I don't know about that one.
It depends, man. Everything's all in context.
In context. So like, you ever said that to someone and they kind of gave you like the reaction you didn't want from it? Because I feel like when you say
Probably.
something like that, you leave it up.
Somebody could take it.
Yeah.
the
It's
wrong
like
way
an
very
open
easily.
door to like, if somebody takes it wrong.
But it's like bruh. Like bruh or dude is like a gender neutral thing. But like, I don't care if you're what gender you are. I'm gonna call you dude.
Yeah, when I'm around like just my homies that like identify as non-binary and stuff, the easiest thing to go to is "What's up, dudes? What's up, bros?" And like for whatever reason, that's acceptable.
How do you greet tables? Like, because usually I'm like guys too. I'm
You
like,
say
what's up,
guys? I say "What's up, folks?"
Oh, that's kind of. It depends. Like
Like-
if it's an old person, I'll usually do that.
Yeah. I just kind of get them with the "How we doing tonight, folks?"
Yeah. there
My
you
name
go.
is Lane. I'll be taking care of you this evening. Anything you need, I'll happily take care of for you for the right price.
You know, I kind of based my intro serving off of how you did it.
Yeah.
I kind of, I don't know. I liked it.
All right. So for context, we are both servers in some of the finest establishments in Lafayette.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now, Kyle, you got a new job, so
Oh, start
I'm
the
learning-
day.
Yeah. I'm learning on my buttons again. That's not what I meant to hit, but that works. It's been a minute since I hit everything. Start today.
Yep.
Are you excited about that?
Very excited.
Yeah.
Very excited.
So let's say since you're working downtown, you got a non-binary looking table, because I got something in a minute. But how you gonna greet them? What's up, boys? What's up, bros? Or what's up, bitches?
Ain't none of those.
Ain't none of those.
I actually work with a couple of non-binary people, and it took me a while to get around to trying to be aware of.
It's one of those
using
things.
the right
It's
terms.
like, especially like from down here in the South, until you're around it, like you don't know what the fuck to say.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to be disrespectful. You just don't know what to say. How we always end up on like the non-binary shit.
Dude, I don't
and
know.
just, I think you started it when you said we're queer.
I heard that there was a video of some like lawmaker in Delaware or in Dakota or something, and it was a video of her talking about like some people were upset because she wanted to have a trans or a LGBTQ flag
Was she-
at like a government
Was she
building.
pandering?
No, everybody was against it, and it was just her talking about like it's government supposed to represent everybody.
Yeah.
And people were upset. It's like, how does that upset you?
I think people get upset because like people assume like the American flag should represent like all of America. But I mean, within that, you've got so many small, I don't want to say jurisdictions. What's the word I'm looking for?
Niche groups.
Yeah, niche groups or just minorities and just all these different groups that want to be represented as well.
Exactly. And I feel like especially the flag itself has been kind of drugged through the dirt, and just it's come to represent something that a lot of people don't want to be associated with.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, because you ever like think when we were kids, like, I feel like people would wear like faded glory stuff with the big American flags and stuff like that. And now it's just kind of like if you're wearing that around, people kind of give you that side eye and like you can't be proud to be an American anymore.
No.
I mean, you can, but like it comes with like a negative connotation, like for whatever reason.
And then they have like the different versions of it. Like they have like the blue one, which like supposed to be supporting police and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, the whole thing with Kaepernick too, and that like did not wanting to stand for the flag, and it's just kind of, it rubs people the wrong way sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know. Like what's your take? Like, would you go out tomorrow and wear the big American flag, like full on? Well, you did.
I mean, I did. I had some American flag pants. That's the day you can just kind of be whatever. Nobody's going to kind of give you a second glance,
Yeah. So what about like the 4th of July? Like, what do people wear? Like, you can't wear that anymore.
I mean, who's going out like for the 4th of July that's going to be all dressed up like that?
Every time I go to Eras. But that's such like a small little like niche town.
Yeah.
It's a cool spot though. It's a cool spot. So what were we talking about? We were talking about greeting tables. Yeah. I want to hear your spiel on it. You said you learned something from me. That's probably like the worst place you could have learned it from.
Probably so, but everybody, I kind of took just what I heard from other people and kind of based it off of them. I'm like, hey guys, how y'all doing? My name's Kyle. I'm gonna be taking care of you guys this evening. And I just kind of interject either guys or y'all. Because that's also another thing. Like, especially down here, we'll say y'all. I could refer to one person or two people.
Howdy, y'all.
Yeah.
That's what you should greet your tables with from now on. Howdy, y'all. How we doing tonight?
Have like a little twang.
Twang. Yeah, that's always funny, man, that you kind of like greet your tables. And this is for like anyone in service industry, phone operators, anyone that has to talk to people regularly, like even barbers and stuff like that. It's just like you kind of greet your people with like a preconceived like.
Yeah, because you're saying the same shit multiple times a night.
And it's not offensive, but like my worst thing I hate is serving people I know. Because like I go to like sit and I'm like, you can't thrown the fuck off.
The other thing is like they're not strangers either.
Yeah.
So I can't just be like in like very formal with them. I'm kind of like, what's up, guys? Y'all know me already.
And the opposite for me is like I try and be like formal at all times. I don't know. I read the room, like I read the tables and see how like they react to like what I'm doing. And if it's like negatively, then I kind of adjust it.
Has anybody ever reacted negatively
to like how I talk to them? Yeah, especially like I said, like when I serve people I know, they're like, why are you so proper? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like this is just like me at work. Or like sometimes like I'll greet a table and it's like some younger kids and they'll just like kind of look at me like I'm funny and then I'll kind of, adjust it for them. But I mean, still working like very, very fine dining. So it's like, can't just be like, what's up, homies? What y'all trying to eat today? What the fuck y'all want?
Do you know what else I took? I do the whole, like I have my hand behind my back.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like a natural thing. I don't know. It's not something that's like needed in like at all.
I just picked up on that habit. I don't know why.
I feel like I can like do a lot of things back here. I can like play with my apron. I can twiddle my thumbs. I could be digging in my ass for all I know.
It's not what I fancy, do.
Yeah, it's fancy. And then I don't know. It's like when you're walking around, instead of just swinging your arms,
look like a fucking moron.
Like tuck it because it's like you can't put your hands in your pockets.
Yeah,
that's weird.
I put it in my apron.
You put your hands in your apron pocket
when I'm just like hanging out. I'm not at a table doing that shit, but like
yeah.
If I'm just standing against the wall, not doing anything, I'm super bored.
So we went out the other night, and this kind of goes back into. I guess we'll like let's jump into like how was our week and shit like that.
Yeah,
because we went out the other night and like it's just a funny story maybe to us because we were there, but we were sitting down outside the bar, and this person walked up to us. And we thought they were about to take a piss.
Dude, like, that's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, give us the rundown of what
downtown
happened.
was just. It was a weird vibe the other night, and people was just out just being wild. I don't understand. It was just a different energy. That's all I'll say.
There was definitely some kind of like wild energy in the air, and I don't know what it was or what was the situation.
It was off. And so we're sitting outside. This person, because honestly, I didn't know what their gender was.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't want to. I was just like, okay. So this person walks up, kind of like behind us, and they squatted down. I was like, hey guys, I'm just gonna be right here because they won't let me inside. I gotta piss. I thought they were about to piss right on the concrete. All they were doing is just gonna put their coffee because they couldn't bring it in the bar or something. Like, no. Like, then they left. And I was like, dude, I thought they were about to piss right there.
Yeah. And I had the same thought. And so we talked about that. Then they came back. And so we kind of like, I straight up talked to them about that. I was like, hey, yo, I thought you was about to piss right here. And then like the same time, I never knew what they're like.
I thought they were going to piss in the cup.
Yeah. So it's kind of goes back to the whole, like, how do you greet them? Like, bro, whatever. And that's kind of how I greeted them. And I looked down and I saw titties was out, like mega titties was out. And I was like, I still don't know how to approach this, but yeah, dude, whatever.
Yep.
So that's it. And then some dude was crawling around underneath the pool table.
You're just chilling under there. I don't understand.
And people were driving crazy around downtown. It took us forever to park. It was stressful, man. When I got out of the car, it's like, I should have just fucking Ubered here.
Yeah.
But beyond that, what's been up with your week, man?
Nothing much.
New job.
I got a new job. Started today. New restaurant downtown.
Yeah. You want to plug them in or no?
I'll plug them. That's Vestal downtown.
So the only way you can go to Vestal is if you ask to, or Centrals if you ask for Kyle.
Exactly. Just ask for me.
Yeah, and if not, then don't come.
Yeah, fuck you.
That's a strong one. He said, fuck you. Man, for me, see, this is where you're supposed to, let me teach you. This is where you're supposed to ask me, like, what's my week been up like?
Okay, what's up? What you been up to?
What I've been up to? Man, I've been playing a lot of fucking golf.
Dude, yeah.
It sounds, telling
me about that.
It sounds like the fucking weirdest thing. Because, like, growing up, being the emo kid that skateboarded, that, you know, played music, all this stuff, and even, like, did some hunting and fishing, like, golf is the last thing I thought I was ever going to get into. But lately, it's just been, like, the most, like, free thing for me.
To be fair, it actually fits you well.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I can see you doing that almost any other. It goes right along with how you, like, who you are as a person.
Really? Why is that?
Just because it's very... You've talked to me about it. It's a very, like, thinking game. It's a strategy thing. Okay. It's relaxing. But it can also be stressful at times.
Yeah.
Kind of like gaming. You know?
Yeah. I like how you said that. Yeah. That's exactly how it is. Because it's like it's a game you play against yourself, kind of. Yeah. You know, you can play against other people, but it's really like a solo, like, sport kind of thing. And I think that's what I thrive well in. But man, like, I've just realized recently that I've just been in this like hidden depression, right? So like I struggle with it and I know when it's here, I know when it's not here. But recently, like everything in life's been smooth, but it just hasn't been like, my energy hasn't been where I want it to be. And then like I was sitting down the other day and I was really reflecting, like I guess because we spent all winter inside, the sun and stuff like that was out or away. I was like, man, like I'm depressed again. But it wasn't like that full on like extreme depression. It's just like my vibes weren't where they wanted to be. So it's been getting me outside, getting me in the sunlight, and just kind of getting me like thinking again, you know, like challenging myself. And also it's like I'm so like fucking nerdy with shit. I've been like diving deep into this, and I told myself I wasn't gonna do this, and I told our friend Brett that I wasn't gonna do this. It wasn't gonna be the next hobby that I dove deep into and like did all the research and
that's like
spent all the money.
Thing too. I think like a hyper fixation on whatever it is that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
You get really into it.
Yeah. And that's kind of like how the podcast started. It was just like, have a podcast, dive deep into it, go crazy into it. And now it's just like, I'm a fucking golfer, I guess. Yeah. But
since I'm wearing golf shoes?
No, not today.
Your shoes?
No.
He was wearing them Saturday.
Yeah, that was a bad mistake. I bought like some Jordans, they're golf shoes. Honestly, because they're cheaper than most golf shoes.
Really?
Dude, I went to look for golf shoes. They're fucking expensive. And they got this big metal spike.
Too,
yeah, they're so ugly. They're like bowling shoes. And so like I wanted something I could wear around. Anyway.
But yeah, we went to the golf range. We went to the driving range.
Yeah.
I'd never been.
Yeah. That was funny.
It was fun.
That was funny. We might have to go back to get some exclusive content for Kyle, or for the channel of Kyle.
That'll be in the TikTok. Or release a little clip of me trying to attempting to hit some balls.
You go. And speaking of that, I wanted to show you this. Well, let me wrap this segment up. Basically, like what you were saying is that like Yeah, it's like an ADD thing. So come next week, I might not even be into this at all. But as of now, like I'm totally into it. And Tiger Woods is playing or potentially playing in the Masters, which is Sunday. That. Yeah. And so, his journey, I think like just watching him, like I always was fascinated with his story as a kid, even though like I was kind of interested in golf, but I never even like tried it or went on a course or anything like that. But just to be like historically the first like black man that was a fucking megastar in a white
not even
genre,
like, regardless of race, like he's like the golf guy.
No, he's amazing. Now there's people that come up behind him and stuff like that, but I don't mean to make everything racy, but I'm talking about it like it's just like I don't want to say a slap in the face, but a total change of the organization, because I mean it originated in England and Scotland and all that shit, and then it's come here, and then traditionally it's always known as like the wealthy white man's sport or whatever. And what I'm realizing is it's not a rich person's sport, it's not a poor man's sport.
It's like anything you can make it
as expensive as you want it to be, and that's what's pretty cool about it. Now don't get me wrong, if you show up with like your hand-me-down clubs that like I like kind of put together like a thrifted kit, and then your boy pulls up next to you and he's got this like $4,000 golf set. It's like
that's why it was always kind of intimidating to me. It's like I don't want to drop that much money on something I might not even like,
But I got into like the whole like how cheap can you build a nice bag of clubs and stuff like that. But anyway, for him to come like not out of nowhere, but just in this like dominated sport where it's like traditionally a white dominated sport, and be like a first champion that's like a man of color, any color really. And just kind of like shove that in the face of everybody. It was just awesome, a beautiful thing. And then, of course, he had like all the scandals and stuff that came later on. He's still a master
He's
golfer.
had like the best comeback.
The best comeback. I think it's 2018 or 2019 when he came back and won the Masters, got a green jacket, and now...
And he had like all kind of back injuries and problems too.
Yeah, he got in that car wreck and then just all kind of shit, man. I was reading too that like he had kind of like a rough child upbringing. Like his parents like forced him to play and stuff like that. Kind of like what you hear about like the Jacksons and stuff, how their family was like that, like forcing them to do all that shit.
But it was all for something. Like, look what he's built. Yeah,
that's always the thing. It's like you push your kids to do this.
I think it's what it is. It's like
it's hard.
You see something and you're like, I know that they have the potential to be very, very successful in whatever it is that they're doing. So I'm gonna do that no matter what. I'm gonna push them, and it ends up paying off like very well for them.
But mentally, do they get to live that childhood? Like, do they get to like have the free childhood to where like you should have innocence and ignorance to do whatever you want and learn?
I think that's a whole thing of like the cost analysis thing. Like, you're sacrificing, you might end up sacrificing you might end up sacrificing a lot growing up, or just a lot of other opportunities in order to be successful. Yeah. And that's what you get in return. It's a trade-off.
But think about like, okay, related to kind of like how you were raised, like in Jehovah's Witness and the cult and stuff like that, you weren't able to kind of go out into the world and do whatever you wanted. Like you could do some things, but you had guidelines and strict things and stuff like that. And like, think about how that affected you as like the man you are today. Would you trade that to have like a more free, like open childhood and see like gamble where you ended up today?
Because
I mean, like, to me, my childhood, like I could literally, minus all the trauma, minus all the bullshit, like my mom just let me do what I wanted to do as long as I wasn't doing anything wrong. So I kind of got to experiment in hobbies and interests and stuff like that, and freely listen to music I wanted to without any judgment from anyone or my mom. Like she just let me be me.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of dealt with that question before, like mentally.
Like what if?
Yeah. I mean, of course I thought about that. Yeah. But I think that me growing up that way and my life leading me to like kind of where I am now and where my path is now, it's just given me a unique perspective. I have a better mindset when it comes to thinking critically about certain things. And I'm a very much more wary person now. I'm not going to say, like, obviously it was a lot of shit that I could have done without, that I would have rather have spent my childhood doing. But I mean, of course there were some positives. Like it's given me better speaking abilities. Like I can speak better, talk to people better. I don't know. Like it raised me to be a decent person.
Yeah.
I like where I am now. So I wouldn't say I would trade it.
Right. That's kind of always one of the things. It's like me growing up. And you always like weigh, like you always have those what if questions, but like as long as like you end up somewhere decent, it's cool. But like a kid, like to not have freedom, like imagine you just have to play golf. You can't go hang out with your friends. You can't go to the birthday party. You only can play golf in your free time. Like, granted, it'll pay off in the long run.
But you don't see that as a kid. You just want to fucking goof off with your friends and go do shit.
Yeah. You want to fucking do all this stuff. But speaking of goofing off, I sent you some videos of...
I haven't seen these yet.
Yeah, I want to show you something. I've realized in everybody I play golf with, just like anything else, it's a respectable sport. It's a culture that I'm learning, which is so interesting to me. Like, you know how like I love learning about different cultures and stuff like that. That's why I put myself into tough situations or ask like questions of people that like things I don't know, because I want to know and I want to be respectful of people and I want to be educated. So like I didn't even think about this, but like I literally had to ask my friend that like I just been playing with, and shout out to Paul. It's just a dude I work with, and you know him.
Yeah.
Just kind of like taking me along for the ride and showing me a lot of things. And just like everything from what you wear, when can you wear certain things, how you're supposed to act.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like I've learned so much shit. Like you can't run on the greens. You're not supposed to stand like behind people. There's so many.
There's like certain
rules.
etiquette.
Yeah, it's like it's a gentleman, and I hate that term. Let's call it a gentle person sport, because there's a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Sexual orientations, genders, all the things that play the game. I don't want to say just a gentleman's sport, because I don't like that. But pull up those videos speaking of that, because I realized that every person I play golf with has a different way of approaching the game. Let's just say that. And okay. I want you to see.
Which one should I watch first?
So let's watch this one with the golf cart.
We're gonna put this on here.
Yeah,
for some reason we couldn't get it up.
We're gonna have to put it on here. This is a guy I was playing with who remained nameless.
What?
But yeah, I think he tried to jump his golf cart off of the curb right there and kind of got stuck on the curb. And I just didn't want to be a part of it, so I just filmed it happen.
That's
and
if you don't want to help anybody, you might as well just film it. You know?
Yeah, get the content. And they got it off, but like it's stuck on a curb. Same gentleman who are nameless. This gentleman hit this golf ball into a ravine.
That's a coolie.
It's a coolie. Didn't want to take the stroke of dropping the ball, because if you hit it out of bounds, you can
take a stroke off.
You take a stroke,
reset it,
drop it at a spot that isn't advantageous to you, but that's fair. Didn't want to take that, so he climbed down into the coulee to try and take the shot. And it was a very impressive shot. Like I will say this. So watch this video as he takes the shot.
This is not going to end well.
Surprisingly, it ended well. He got it out, but like I'm saying, man, different approaches to the game. I'll say that.
Yep.
I'm realizing everybody has a different,
different strategies,
different strokes for different folks.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
You know, because it's all about like, you know, different people like different strokes. Like what works with one person might not work with the next. You got to learn people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't know what I'm saying. Man, I tell you what, though, one thing I'm glad that is over with is April Fools, because listen, I hate, like I stayed off of Instagram, social media, everything all of the day, because it's such bullshit. People just, I don't know why it's back this year. I hate April Fools. One of the worst days of the year. Like people put all these fake products, all these fake
news stories,
fake everything, and it's just like, what the fuck is real? What's not? I just didn't want to. Annoying.
I could just basically ignore everything. Yeah. I was like, it's not real.
What's real? What's not?
Yeah.
So one of the things I saw that Sprite put out is they finally figured it out. Limited edition McDonald's Sprite. So you know the whole memes about like McDonald's Sprite just hits different and shit.
It like does
that. Though. So here it is.
It's spicy.
Yeah, spicy Sprite. And that's kind of the thing, man. Like it was just a shit post day of the internet. Like I saw everything from people.
Okay, this was fake, right? This other thing.
What? This thing?
That was fake.
No,
that was real.
No, big real.
I thought that was fake, dude. Because it was on April Fool's, and I was like,
yeah,
no way.
So that was the thing. Okay, that's a good segue into this. So this is kind of currently happening. U.S. House of Representatives passes a bill that would federally decriminalize marijuana. So I have gone so far, and we can pull it up, but tell me kind of about what you saw about it.
So, I mean, all I saw was this news story, and then it said that the House had passed this bill to decriminalize, and I was like, ain't no way. Like, this has got to be fake. It's April Fool's. But okay, it's a thing.
Yeah.
So they still got to pass it in the Senate.
So they got to pass it in the Senate, but this bill, okay, so let's read it. The bill will make make its way to the Senate, where supporters of the legislation remain hopeful that it will pass into law since Democrats control both houses, according to The Verge.
Okay, that's what I'm about to say. Like, how is the Senate split? I forgot that they had both, but it's not. You have a lot of moderate Democrats that aren't as necessarily going to be on board with it, so it's kind of up in the air.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. It's like, I don't know. I don't think it's a party specific thing because, like, I know a lot of older like Republicans that are like into it, you know, hippies from wherever, and it's just kind of like where you stance on it. I mean, it's time. It's like legalized and like shit's just done with.
But it's not even the legalization. It's the whole decriminalization act because you have a lot of people. Drug offenders for this specifically, that's almost a majority of what's in the prison system,
and so that's kind of what this bill gets into. So it passed with a 220 favor and 204 people who opposed. Was very close. So speaking on kind of like what you want to read on, you want to cover this starting right here and just kind of.
So it says the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act.
More. What? It would be abbreviated as more.
Oh, okay. More.
They always get creative with like the acronyms.
Okay. Would eliminate cannabis from the federal government's list of Schedule 1 substances under the Controlled Substances Act, including an 8% tariff on cannabis products, expunge criminal convictions on marijuana charges, and review sentences on both the federal and the state level.
So, I mean, that's big news.
Yeah.
So I also was reading that they apparently want to like decriminalize everything from the sale, the production, everything on it. So, but then that always gets into the conversation of what happens to the people that's, you know, already been indicted on these charges.
Well, that kind of fixes that. They kind of expunge that from the record. Are they going to like release people that
they can take it off the record, but are they going to release them? And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know, because I feel like our prison system is at least 50% related to drug charges. I mean, maybe not that exact number, but it's a high number. It's absurd. And there's big money in the prison system. Like these are all private prison systems.
That's a whole thing of why like the US per capita people in jail is like twice that of what the second place person like country is in the world is.
Yeah, it's because it's money. It's a prison system. The prisons are built to keep people in there. They charge the government money.
Yeah.
To allow these things, like they're all private. They're private,
and it costs money to keep those people in jail. It's like, have you ever looked at like how much it costs to keep someone in jail?
No, but I imagine it's a lot.
It's like per year, I think it's like $40,000 or something like that.
Damn,
it's insane.
Because I know people like that have struggled outside, like homeless people. Like I hear stories about them doing petty crimes just to get locked up in prison because it's easier to survive in certain prisons than it is.
I mean, you got a bed, you get food. You're kind of protected somewhat. So it's
right. Then it's a scary spot. I mean, there's so many.
But people, it's a thing that like when you're in prison for so long, in and out of jail, you become kind of institutionalized, and like you're more comfortable being in jail than out on the street. You know?
Yeah. Have you ever had any experiences with jail?
Yes.
Yeah,
I did.
Do you want to speak on your experiences inside the jail? Not necessarily what maybe got you there.
Okay, so
this is a free to speak topic. You don't have to cover this. And
so I'll get into it a little bit. I was arrested once. I spent 2 nights in jail. Shit was not fun.
No.
I went to
give us the deep dive on the jail cell. So on Kyle in the jail cell.
So basically, first of all, what sucked the most is whenever I got there, they put me there, and then you're in like this holding cell for like, it was like at night. So I had to wait until the morning for them to process everything. So I was there for like 12 hours. You're just in like this room with like 2 metal benches, a concrete floor. There's a toilet in the corner, and there's like 6 other dudes. And like every 2 hours or so, they would take somebody out,
it's just like
go them through
what they call like the bullpen or whatever, where everyone kind of just hangs out together.
Yeah. And then once you get processed, they'll put you in like a little a block, and you'll have like 5 or 6 cells. And during the day, you're just kind of out in the little common area in there, and then they'll put you back in for like night and whatever. So you you're in a small cell.
Recess kind of playtime.
Yeah. I think it's only on, when I was there, it was like a Friday and a Saturday. And apparently on Saturdays is when you can kind of be out whenever. Because they do like haircuts and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I even got like a trim my beard and stuff.
What was the, we'll continue. I'll ask you questions.
It was just like, It was stressful though.
Yeah.
It was very stressful.
You just had to feel like you had to keep your head on the swivel at all
kind
times.
of. Like I didn't know anybody. It was weird, very weird. I was in a cell with like 3 other dudes. They play a lot of cards. I've learned that instant coffee is apparently a hot commodity.
I always see, like, I get stuck on these like TikToks and videos of people like,
oh, dude,
prison shit.
They'll make like prison wine and stuff.
Yeah, all kind of stuff. Remember we talked about the phone?
Yeah,
the most popular thing. It came up the other day on YouTube, and I was watching somebody actually review it, and it had like a voice changer and everything on it. But I mean, like, what was the food situation like?
Food was like, it was not that great. I mean, they gave like a lunch, which is like just a ham sandwich and something.
Do they have vegan options?
No vegan options, bro.
So like, you're fucked if you're fucked.
Breakfast was disgusting. It was like plain ass grits and I think some like powdered eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I remember I had a burger and some fries.
Yeah.
For dinner one night.
So it's like high school like cafeteria food kind of, or worse?
A little sub below that, but kind of on the same.
On the same level.
Same aspect.
And then okay, so like let's say you're holding in this pen with everybody. What if you got to take a shit? What if you got to piss?
Go take a shit.
Yeah, but like,
just don't like.
Do you have an audience?
Well, okay. I remember they gave you had like a sheet, and you just like drape a bed sheet across the back part, and so you kind of have a little privacy. But like, I think I didn't even shit. I was so stressed out. I was so like constipated.
Like, as I just imagine people like being in there blowing it up, and like they're in a cell.
Oh, dude, like it's a courtesy thing. Just don't do it when everybody's like hanging out in there. You know, just smell up the fucking cell.
Yeah, because like there's politics to it and shit like that.
Yeah,
Did you have to kind of like learn that culture quickly?
Yeah, like you could kind of see like who was hanging out with who. Like you kind of watch out for yourself, and you do a lot of workouts, like prison workouts, but there wasn't like any kind of weights or anything like that. Yeah, so
just body weight.
They would fill up a plastic bag, like a trash bag, with water, and just do like arm curls like that. Do a lot of push-ups against like the bed and stuff.
Yeah.
Some sit-ups and shit. Just kind of keep active, something to do.
Yeah. Did you break any rules while you were in there?
No, I was very much a rule follower there.
A rule follower?
Yeah.
What was like some sketchy shit you saw? Like, did anybody like break any rules?
Nothing like break any rules, but like, you know how everybody's always talking about like, oh, you're gonna get raped in jail. And
yeah. Did you?
No, I did not. But there was one specific dude. I think his name was Crawfish.
Wait, hold on. Maybe we should. Is it gonna get crazy?
No, it's not gonna get crazy.
Okay,
because this dude who
gonna have to give a trigger warning or something.
Basically, somebody was like, "Oh, that dude tried to grab my dick in the shower," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm not going shower. Fuck that shit, man."
Yeah,
yeah.
I could imagine if you're in there for quite some time and you just have all these thoughts and ideas and you can't express them, that you're gonna seek some type of intimacy.
Yeah,
and so like I get it.
I think the thing is like idle hands. What's the old wives' term? It's like idle hands of the devil's play work or something like that.
It sounds like some Jehovah's Witness shit.
No, dude, it's a thing. You've never heard that shit?
No. It's
a thing. It's like when you're bored, you're gonna think of something creative. Like Delaney's laughing because she knows that's a thing. So yeah, that's all it is. It's just boredom and pent up testosterone in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, shit happens, man.
So
it's real.
Nothing crazy. You didn't drop the soap or whatever.
No.
None of that bullshit.
None of that bullshit.
Did you learn anything? Did you take away any life lessons?
I don't ever want to go back there.
Yeah.
Ever. It sucks.
So I guess just be careful who you surround yourself with.
Yep.
Be careful who you trust.
Yep.
What other gems?
I heard apparently certain prisons are more advantageous to be in than others. So like this was Acadia Parish in Crowley. So Crowley, that small town bullshit. Apparently, some dudes were talking about, the Lafayette one's like super nice. You can like, they give you iPads and shit. You can play games on it. Shit.
Hey, Flappy Bird in jail.
Yeah,
Angry Birds. You'd be a Candy
It's a lot
Crush
more
pro.
comfortable. That's what I'll say.
All right. Well, what would be your game of choice if you had to play one? Like a phone game.
A phone game?
Yeah, like if you could only have
like an offline thing.
Yeah.
Play some Flappy Bird, bro.
Flappy Bird?
Yeah.
I think mine would be Angry Birds.
Or Angry Bird. That's a good one too. Or I just play like a golf game, like a 2D golf game,
See, now you talking.
Yeah.
Now you talking. All right, so what's this you sent me?
I don't know. Maddie sent me this bullshit. And I'm like, I don't understand what this is.
Okay, so it wasn't important. You said
it was just like, it's a controversial pod topic, but like, it's not really.
Okay, it's lasagna and pictures of lasagna.
It's pictures of spaghetti, and they basically just took different parts of spaghetti. And
yeah, I'm off this. What about this? What is this, man?
this is terrible. This is like a horror movie.
What is it?
It's a taxidermied cat.
Why is it so long and weird and dirty?
It was some amateur taxidermy that somebody was trying to do with their cat, and it just frightening.
This
frightening
is
shit.
Fucking terrifying, bro. Why is his what the fuck? This is absolutely scary. Would you taxidermy an animal of yours?
Absolutely not.
No?
No. Mm-mm. You know what I will do? I will put it. I'm gonna make it like their ashes and mix it with like some kind of tree, like a little sapling planted in the backyard.
Yeah,
that's what I wouldn't mind doing, like that with my ashes too.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of that, you ever seen? I don't even know what to call them. I think they call them like human pods or something like that. And you can be buried in this pod. And we'll pull up a picture here. You can be buried in this pod. And then they plant this pod into the ground instead of being in a coffin.
And it like uses the nutrients from your body. Yeah.
Bro, look at this shit.
It's crazy.
Like, this seems so fucked up, though.
Why is it fucked up, though? To me, it's a lot more. You're biodegradable because all the shit, even from getting like cremated, is like terrible for the environment. Putting all that shit into the ground, like if you just get buried in a coffin, it's not good. Like at least this, you're kind of replanting and giving back to the earth, you know.
But like, okay, so you die. How long do you have to put your body in there? Do they embalm you or do they not?
Well, they can't embalm you because that adds a bunch of chemicals and stuff.
Gotcha. So it's got to be quick then. You got to think about this.
Yeah, they could freeze you. Like I don't know the process of this, but like that would slow the decaying process.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Okay, so that kind of brings me into the topic. How do you want to go?
I would be cool with this. I like the idea of not adding chemicals and stuff to the earth, even like if you get cremated. The whole idea of like spreading your ashes in a place, you know. Yeah,
that's kind of how like I want to go. I didn't realize. Now you're making me second guess because I didn't think about how like bad for the environment and shit like that it was. But the whole like burying me in a box in a plot of land for thousands and thousands of dollars, like death is expensive.
It's absurd, dude. Like how much funerals and just like having to deal with that cost.
Yeah, so I'm on team cremation.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm kind of like. That's kind of like my second choice because before I kind of learned about how bad it is, I was kind of on that same page, but now I kind of like this idea.
You want to be buried in a tree?
Either this or like because think about it, like even though you don't have like a headstone, you know, if you're buried, like that tree is still something that people could go back to and like reflect and remember you and stuff. So I like that idea.
It's kind of like, to me, it floats the line of like some kind of morbid shit, though.
No, but
simply
why,
because because of the fact that, like I said, you got to cut open this sack, I guess. You got to be put in this sack. You got to be buried in the ground. Then you have to... I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, how is that different from being buried in a coffin? You're still getting put in a box, and it's just a different kind of box, you know?
It's just something about this potato-looking sack that's just crazy to me.
But you're also, like, feeding... the plant, you know?
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
It uses your body.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, as much shit as we take from the earth as humans, like to be able to give back to it, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But also it looks like something out of a horror movie, man.
Yeah. I mean, death is just kind of scary in general.
Yeah. You ever, like, as I get older, I realize, like, I'm not scared of death, but I definitely calculate it more. I'm like, everything I do, I calculate the odds of danger a lot more the older and older I get.
Risk factor.
Yeah. My mom used to always say that shit about, like, you know, like when I'd ride motorcycles or like whatever, like just skateboarding, like be careful, like you like you're gonna get hurt yourself. And I'm like, nah, like if I hurt myself, I hurt myself.
How do you think you're gonna go? You ever thought about that?
No.
Like,
there's so many ways, man. I could never calculate it. I don't know what it's gonna be if I get struck by lightning by playing golf or wrecked in a car. It could be so many ways. And I could literally die right now.
The weird thing is, and I think I saw a tweet about this the other day. It's like you don't think like death is something that happens to other people.
Yeah,
that's kind of the mentality that a lot of people have, especially until something either like you have a near death experience or someone close to you dies. It's like, and you realize how like
real it is.
That's kind of like that's kind of why I got this. This is a new.
Okay.
I know I showed you this already, but like,
hold on. Show this off to the cameras.
So this is a tattoo that I got the other day.
You want to show it off to this camera?
Oh, this camera. Right, just put a picture of it. I'll send you a picture of it so they can actually see.
Man. Show off your tattoos.
So
like that.
The whole idea of
it gets the people wet and going. The whole
idea of memento mori is like remember that you will die. It's a Latin phrase. So basically, it's the whole idea of remembering your mortality and that you will eventually die. And so while you're alive, you just kind of have to live in the present. It's just like a reminder that this is your life. This is one life you get. It's what personally I believe. So you kind of have to make the most of it, you know?
Yeah, it definitely seems like you're on that path to try and make the most of life because you kind of got robbed of that childhood experience and shit like that. Super producer Delaney from Golden House Entertainment says the company that returned your body into compost is called Return Home. It sounds like some real hippie shit, man.
It's some TikTok shit. That's how it got popular.
I don't think it got popular on TikTok.
I mean, that's why people are more aware of it. Like, I feel like a lot of things I'm not aware of until I see it on TikTok.
That's because y'all let TikTok influence y'all.
There's just so many niche things that you just don't know about. Though.
Oh, okay. Look, you can pick your tree.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I want to be an evergreen or something like, I don't know, maybe like a cypress tree. No, I want to be something like doomy and gloomy. Yeah, cypress.
Well, cypress is also like a thing, like just a local thing, you know?
Yeah, it's a dirty South cypress tree. That's what I want to be. Yeah, I don't know where we're going from here with this.
We're being morbid today.
Morbid. So I mean, like, okay, tell us about some of your bucket list ideas. This is kind of going to be, like I said, a personal podcast because it's kind of like
that's one of where it's
freestyling. Because all the news that happened last week, it's just kind of over and done with, been talked about, shot into the ground, smacked in the face, all that shit.
I'm on this wave. I like it.
Yeah. You like the chill wave today?
All right, so what you asked me?
Some bucket list things, because you're talking about memento mori. You got this one life. What are some things that you want to do before you pass on?
Well, like, I mean, there's certain places I want to travel to for sure. Thailand is one. Yeah, that I absolutely want to go to.
It's a beautiful place. Thailand, Singapore,
any place in like that whole, like either Thailand or like the mountainous regions in Asia and stuff. I'd love to see that. I want actually to go to Colombia, which is where my family and stuff is from. And I've never been there.
That'd be cool, man.
That's kind of on my list.
That's a return home.
Yeah, for sure.
Without being put in the pod.
Doing like a cross country trip to like different national parks. A friend of mine was talking about that they're actually going on a trip for like 2 weeks. Her and her boyfriend are just like driving across country, hitting up all the big major parks. That's something I would absolutely love to do.
Yeah. The one that sticks out to me, I mean, that's an awesome idea. The one that sticks out to me the most is seeing like Aurora Borealis, like the Northern Lights.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just am fascinated with it. Like, I think it's like the most beautiful thing in the whole like world. Like, I need to see it. And I think like one of the best places you can see it from is Alaska. Yeah. Speaking of mountains and stuff like that, I feel like Alaska is just like one of those beautiful places that I want to travel to as well. And it's one of those things where it's like you said, like we get this one life. I don't think bucket lists are necessarily that important, but I also think that like you should have goals, kind of like a vision board, and knock those things off as you go, and like just broad thought ideas. Not like I want to be a millionaire, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like these ideas you have, write them down, put them in your phone, put them in your home screen, whatever, and just take them down the list. And it could be something as simple as like, you know, you want to, like you said, you want to travel. You want to go out and experience another culture. All those things that's going to advance you as a person, like increase your personal equity, that can put you in different rooms with different people and share different ideas, because you never know where those like experiences are going to lead you to. And I feel like it's not all about increasing your personal equity, but it's all about increasing your personal experiences so you can relate more to different things in the world.
I definitely think experiences are way more important than actual things. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I definitely value experiences over that.
I'm torn between the two, because every time I'm like, I can go on this vacation to somewhere I've never been, or I can get this thing that I'm going to use every single day. Yeah. I'm always torn between the two. It's like just said, like the opportunity cost of everything is something that I weigh heavy on.
Did you know that the term bucket list, I found this out the other day, the term bucket list is not like a very old term.
Really?
It actually only came about because of that movie that they made like 10 years ago?
No, they had to be before.
I'm telling you,
you talking about Morgan Freeman?
Yes. Look it up. The term bucket list was only originated because of that movie.
I swear, no. I
Dude,
swear it was before.
I was like mind blown by it.
Pull it up for me so I can find it while I'll pull up the next topic.
All right.
Because we got to be efficient here. But dude, that was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I remember like they're driving like fucking NASCARs and shit like that.
Dude,
The
all
whole
kind
time.
of shit, dude.
It's like I'm pretty sure Morgan Freeman is filming something in Lafayette actually currently.
Really?
Yeah. And that like I used to say all the time he was like my favorite actor. Just something about him, like just such a distinguished man. Just like a professional, like almost, I don't know, just like a really just fucking awesome person and a dope ass voice, awesome actor.
Okay, so kick the bucket is a list of things to do before you die. The term was used by American and British screenwriter Justin Zackham in his screenplay for the 2007 film The Bucket List.
So kick the bucket, not
oh yeah, I guess. But I'm saying like the term bucket list itself.
Yeah.
Like kick the bucket was always a thing, but like having a list of things you want to do before you do kick the bucket was kind of a recent term.
I got you. So I'm gonna kick the bucket over to you. You brought anything in today that's like on your mind? Like this is kind of some big news. We can get into a nerd news bag, and this is huge to me because like. So the article is that E3 2022 has been canceled. And this is something for me, like as a kid, like I used to be so excited when E3 would come around. I used to get all the Game Informer magazines and see what was covered through it and shit like that. Cause it was always about like what games are coming out this year.
It's a way to get like hype and excited about whatever's coming.
It's kind of irrelevant now because social media, all these things, they have outlets to just put it out. But
I feel like leaks also too, like kind of work against that too.
Yeah.
Like you end up learning about games 6 months away from them actually announcing shit.
Right. But like growing up, this was the big, like this was the event.
Yeah.
This was the Grammys of gaming. This was just like not an award ceremony, but a celebration and an experience that like, hey, all these things are coming out and like be prepared this year. And I would get so hyped. And granted, like as I've gotten an adult and since social media and all this stuff's been around, YouTube gained popularity. I haven't watched it, but this is 26 consecutive years. So it started the
Why
year
did they cancel
born.
it? Like what was the reason?
So last year they did one, I think online, like virtually. I don't know, but I can find it out real quick if you kind of.
Because it's not even going to be a digital thing. Like,
no,
they're
not
doing
at all.
anything at all.
Let's find out real quick. Why was E3 canceled? So the physical 2022 E3 event was canceled because of concerns about COVID.
Yeah, but I thought we were we're not past COVID, but it's like y'all had it in the peak of the pandemic online, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't understand that.
I don't know, man. I feel like COVID's kind of dead. I don't want to say that, but I feel like it's kind of over. Like the big scare, like people will have.
It's definitely not as scary as it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it's not to say that it's not real. It never happened. All that bullshit people say, because like I've known people that have passed from it and shit like that. But like I feel like the wave is over. Like the scare is over. We are in a post-COVID time now. I feel like.
Yeah.
Now something could change about that any day, but like, what do you think? I mean, what's your take on that? Like, do you kind of feel like
I don't think it's over. I think it's just we're living in a world that went through that, and so now a lot of things are just going to be different, just probably for at least a long time. The effects of it are going to be very long lasting. I'll say that.
Yeah, I remember reading this thing like during the pandemic, and it was talking about like after the pandemic, we're not going to remember like what happened during it. It's just going to be like a blip in the thing. Yeah. And I was thinking that, and like I think I talked about it on the podcast, and it's kind of already gotten to that point to me. And one of the biggest things I regret not doing is I was depressed through a lot of it and just like soul searching and figuring it out. And I really wanted to record like everything, like journal. Yeah. Just kind of like day-to-day things of what was happening, what was going on. But it kind of got to the point where like I couldn't bring myself to write shit because I was just sad and depressed. But now that it's passed, I really wish I'd did that. And it kind of gets me to the point where it's like saying, like, I guess that's the whole point of this podcast too. Now we can kind of record like thoughts and ideas and events of what's going on and go back and watch them.
Yeah.
And when you have kids one day, because I'm never having kids, I say that.
Get that snip, ball.
Get that snip. I think I'm gonna. But maybe I will later on in life. Who knows? But it's reversible. The snip, snap.
You don't have new male birth control.
That's a brilliant fucking topic, Kyle.
I forgot about that.
You get a round of applause. You get gunshots. You get a firm. You get the air horn. What a brilliant fucking topic. Fuck all the bullshit. Male birth control. It is in testing.
Yeah, it's past testing. They've tested it. Like, so far, there's no major side effects as far as like you're gonna die or your dick is gonna fall off. If this was around
when I was single, running around, I would have had so much power. That's the thing. Like the males don't have power when it comes to that choice alone.
What do you mean by that?
You have the option of wearing this plastic thing on your dick, which no one does. The only way I would is if it's like with someone, someone new. Yeah. If it's someone new, you don't know the history, all this stuff, of course, wear it, be safe, all this shit.
Because it's not even a birth thing. It's like you don't want to contract anything either.
Exactly what I'm saying. But let's be honest, like dudes aren't spending $200 on a date to have sex with after just to have plastic on the dick and not even feel it.
Yeah.
That's the dude mindset.
That's like, the reality of it.
That's the reality.
Let's be real here.
So you get to that situation and like I can practice safe sex all day long. The reality is
when you get in there, it's like, man, fuck that shit. Like,
yes,
you already know.
That being said, the women hold all the power in this segment. I mean, granted, like you can say you're the best puller outer in the world and all this stuff, but like it's like the women have the ultimate choice whether they want to have this kid or not have this kid. Yeah. I mean, it's their choice. At the end of the day, you can say, "Oh, you're supposed to speak with the man," but the choice is theirs. Not if government has anything to say about it, but
aside from that,
they have the choice. With that being said, this kind of gives the power back to us because, like, let's say you've had these nights, I'm sure, like, and I've had these nights where you just ended up with something you shouldn't have been with. You stuck your stuff in something you shouldn't have stuck it in, and you regret it. And then you have these weeks of worry after that. Like, what if? Mm-hmm. What if this is life-changing? Now this is life-changing. This is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on it?
I think that there's going to be a lot of the divide is going to be whether or not, it's one of those things that men don't want to have the hormonal side effects that say you get from regular birth control, like that women would take. So it's like, oh, that's not like, I shouldn't have to do that,
No, fuck it. Take that shit.
No, I'm on board with it.
I know.
But you're going to have a lot of people that are not going to be.
Here's the thing that a lot of men don't realize. Like their girlfriends, their partners, all this, they take this birth control. All these crazy ass side effects come with it. They're like, oh, my girlfriend's so moody. She's so this, she's so that. But you don't realize like they're taking this fucking pill that totally changes their biology and chemical makeup just so you don't have to pull out. So you can finish in them and or like have the possibility of not being pregnant. Just so like y'all can have sex. Like that's an awesome sacrifice that women take and they don't take that into consideration.
And the other thing is too, like women's biology, I'm not trying to mansplain this either.
Yeah, we mansplain
clarify that. Women's like hormonal cycle is on a month, like a 28 days?
Yeah.
Not 29 day schedule. Okay. Mm-hmm. Men's hormones resets every 24 hours. So I was reading this, or Maddie was kind of explaining this to me the other day.
Is this proven or is this like...
No, this is a thing. This is 100% real.
Okay.
That the day, a 24-hour day is like, or the work week is built around men. Like you get up, you go to work, you come home.
Let's hear this bullshit. Hold on.
Basically, as the day goes by, your testosterone is like at its highest early in the day, and it declines over the day. Women's, it goes through a whole cycle of up and down and different hormonal levels over the course of a whole month.
So you telling me the work day is based around how horny men are?
Basically.
I don't believe that.
Not how horny,
I think
but
that
just
might
like
be coincidental.
I'm telling you, dude, that it was built for that.
You think back in the day they knew that But the thing is, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., that dudes had high testosterone.
It's not that they knew that. It's that I say men, because men were in control. They've been in power for generations. Historically, it was kind of revolved around them, Yeah. And so this whole thing, having a birth control that directly is affecting them, like, to me, if there's going to be kind of any hormonal cycle changes because of a pill, it should be men instead of women, like, because they're already having to go through all these level changes throughout the month.
Yeah, and the fucked up thing about contraception, especially in women, like, it literally tricks the body into thinking it's pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just one of these things where it's like you're permanently having to think that your body has like a fertilized egg inside of it, and like all this side effects, is crazy shit that comes along with it. Again, just to maintain. Now, granted, it's freedom. It's freedom for women, and I love it. I want that freedom to myself to, like, like, granted, it's not that necessary now, but like the option needs to be had, like, for the man to have some sort of determination on whether they want to have kids or not, because if both parties are involved and both parties have contraception, I'd imagine that, the choice is, it's going to be a choice for everyone. Like, I feel like if one fails, the other one might, what I'm saying?
Fail safe. Yeah.
Yeah. I want it. I'm going to take it.
I feel like the people who are like completely against getting a vasectomy are not going to be on board with this either. And it's the same thing. Like, why I shouldn't have to make that decision. I shouldn't have to do that to myself.
Comes in now. Will it be controlled by, like, or will it be offered in the insurance and shit like that? Because like, that's a big thing. Also, like, vasectomy, like, I've wanted one for a long time because it's reversible. It's scary, but also it's like, it's fairly, like, it's not super expensive, but like,
and it's also very like in and out thing. Like, it doesn't take a huge toll on your body either. Yeah. Like, you're sore for like a few days and then you're fine.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, insurance won't cover it a lot. Like, for men. So a lot of times you're $1,000 out of pocket, which in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money, but for someone to come up with that on the spot, just, it is kind of a lot of money. So if this is a temporary fix and option, I think it's...
And you can always just get off of it. Like, to me, that's a lot more reversible than reversing a vasectomy. Yeah. Because there can be complications with that.
Yeah, true. And, on the podcast, we're all about equality here, So it's time that men have an equal chance of determining whether we want to have a kid or not.
Equal rights, boy.
Equal rights, because, like, there's some people out there that trap these dudes. Trap these NFL players, NBA players, these regular dudes, and they're having kids that they didn't want to have. Like, I know people that have been through that and experienced it themselves. Not to say it's wrong, it's right, or whatever. Maybe you shouldn't have stuck your thing in that thing.
It's just a thing.
But now we have more control over it.
How did we get from E3 to that?
I don't know, man. That's just the beauty of the podcast. I do think we're going to keep things short and simple and beautiful today. I don't know if you have anything else on your mind that's been worrying you. I'm sure we missed a bunch of things today, but super producer.
Honestly, I'm super happy with that.
Delaney's got some things to take care of today. We've got work later on. You've got to start your new job. Are you excited about it, man?
I'm super excited, dude. It's been a minute since I started a new job. You always kind of go through that period of, like, you don't really know what the fuck you're doing, but I'm excited for change.
Change is good. It's scary, but it's also like, it's needed sometimes in life. How are you going to approach this today?
Just going to see where it takes me. Just listen and try to not fuck up.
Yeah, that's a good way to approach things. Just listen and learn the first few days. So I guess that's it. Round of applause to us. Another episode down in the books. Episode 14. And Lane Podcast. Always remember what it is, what it isn't, what it could be, whatever bullshit I say. Shout out to Golden House Entertainment. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to y'all. You got anybody to shout out today? I want to shout out to, again, the subscribers.
The subscribers? For sure.
Firemen. Let's shout out to the firemen. Because, like, shit be on fire. And I feel like no one hates the firemen, right?
Yeah,
like,
you can't... It's kind of a non-toxic group.
Yeah. It's just a
I'm cool with
sexy fireman in the
with those straps.
The straps and the muscles, the spray and the hose and shit like that. Everybody likes that, right? We got a statue of downtown. Shout out to the ambulance workers.
Yeah.
Emergency personnel. Maybe the first responders. Shout out to...
Dog owners.
dog owners. That's what we shouting out today.
Because why not?
Shout out to the cat owners.
You got to put that up there because I love that shit now.
What's that?
The little Pokemon card, man.
Oh, yeah. It's finally hung up. For reference, that is a Pokemon card that my girlfriend got made, and we finally hung it up. It's of one of our cats, and it's beautiful. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, we're on YouTube, Spotify, all those things, TikTok now.
All the links
Instagram,
down in the description.
Links down in the description. We appreciate y'all checking out. If you liked what you listened to, all the things, please comment, like, subscribe. Also, shirts on the way potentially soon. Merch coming out soon. Maybe not soon, but it's in the works now. So if y'all might be interested in a shirt, let me know.
If you want to represent us.
Yeah, but it's also going to be something cool, man. It's going to be something cool, dope, fresh. It's going to be something that I want to wear because I'm very particular. I'm very picky. It's the first things are in the works now of it. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to us.
Yep.
And Lane.
And Kyle.
And Lane and Kyle. And Golden House Entertainment. Peace. We are out of here.
Later.